I do not support, I do not condone, and I do not promote the praises of light skin over dark skin. Just like on YouTube, figure your brain some new food. Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. A viewer and or a subscriber reached out to me and asked me a question in regards to Jamaican people and pigmentation. But before I get into the actual question, let me update you. About a year ago, I uploaded a few videos that tackles the subject of Caribbean Indian versus Black Caribbean. So the first video that I tackled was about a prejudicial video. I think it occurred in Trinidad, where an Indian Trinidadian was being very disrespectful to a Black Trinidadian. And that video actually sparked and propelled into some other videos where some subscribers informed me on what was going on in Guyana and around the Caribbean. And me, myself, I did share my knowledge and my opinion of, say, Indians in Jamaica versus Black Jamaican. So, even though it's been a year ago, this viewer just came across those videos and asked me, what about black skin Jamaican versus light skin Jamaicans in Jamaica? I was actually happy for the question for the simple reason that it's not about the coronavirus. It's kind of a diversion. At least I don't have to discuss anything in regards to COVID-19. That's kind of getting overbearing at the moment. And the next reason why I didn't mind tackling the subject was for the simple fact that it is actually a subject that a lot of people try to sweep under the carpet, I believe, in Jamaica, but it is kind of like the elephant in the room. Brown-skinned Jamaicans versus dark-skinned Jamaicans. Where brown-skinned Jamaicans are concerned versus dark-skinned Jamaicans, I have to kind of like blame the culture and the culture of Jamaica, the practice of Jamaican culture for the divide that's there. In other words, ever since I was in grade school, being too dark-skinned in Jamaica used to be seen as a negative thing. If anybody can relate to this, when we were in primary school, one insult you would often hear is someone saying, you see how you're black and ugly? So even though we were just children then, just that statement alone tells you that as kids, we were taught that being too dark, meaning you are not beautiful. And I believe that comes from the slave masters. I think when we were in slavery, we somehow were brainwashed to believe that white skin is better than our black skin. And that kind of propelled to house slave versus field slave. So you find out that the lighter skin blacks used to be in the house serving the massa, and the darker skin used to be in the field picking the cotton. That did not leave the culture of Jamaicans even after we were free from slavery. If you follow the Jamaican political history, you'll realize that for that simple reason, two white men ran Jamaica's politics for almost forever. Edward Seaga and Michael Manley seem to have been the only two appropriate leaders back in the day. So Jamaicans are accustomed to seeing white skin or light skin in charge. As sad as this may sound, Jamaicans were ignorant to an extent where even until today, we still believe that if a person is fair complexion or light complexion, they're not only better than us as human beings, but they are more intelligent than us. I don't know where we get that from, but that is indeed a reality. No different than Jamaicans still believe that if you have a foreign accent, it means that you're intelligent. It is just ignorance, ignorance, and ignorance that has been plaguing us. The music of Jamaica, reggae music, dancehall music, well, not so much reggae, dancehall music influences the minds of Jamaican people. And there's been quite a few songs that's been made over time that promotes light skin over dark skin, especially when it comes to female and the choices that men should make. I believe that everybody has their own taste and everybody has their own preferences, and some men would like darker skinned women and some men would like lighter skinned women. But when it comes to black men, especially Jamaicans, that's dating lighter skinned women, it does make one wonder, is that his personal choice or was he influenced by his culture? I mean, we all have been influenced by our culture in one way or another. I mean, Jamaican men, well, the Jamaican men that I knew, or me myself, speaking of myself, you know, we grew up where skinny women were being prejudiced against or seen as not the number one choice versus a bigger woman, you know, a full meat on the bone type woman. So cultures does influence people in that sense, where I grew up to see women with meat on their bone as more attractive than, say, a French model. That in itself is a cultural influence that I could actually say was guilty of at some point. Today I see beauty in whichever size or shape a person comes, and I also see beauty in dark skin or light skin. It doesn't matter to me. It's all about physical beauty. If I'm going to judge your beauty, I would never judge you based on how dark you are, how light you are. And in regards to a personal connection, I hold no prejudice when it comes to complexion. However, at the same time, I do not support, I do not condone, and I do not promote the praises of light skin over dark skin. I am a black person. I came from black parents. My mother is much darker than my father is. I don't love one over the other. I identify with both. So when it comes to black skin, doesn't matter at what shade of black, they are my people and they have my love. Anyway, to answer the question in regards to the unbalanced scale when it comes to dark skin and light skin, it's a long-standing thing in Jamaica. I don't want to say it's a long-standing problem, because some people don't see it as a problem. Some people actually see it as the way to go, and because they see it as the way to go, that's what triggered the bleaching culture in Jamaica. Everybody believes that the lighter they are, the more beautiful they are. I just think people are ignorant, as we say in Jamaica, fool. So once again, I have to blame the culture of Jamaica, and I also have to blame the evolution of the culture of Jamaica, because it seemed like even though time threads on, Jamaican people are still stuck in that mentality. Like I said, I live overseas at the moment, but I keep a close eye on what's going on in Jamaica. PJ Patterson was the first dark-skinned leader of Jamaica. I remember that. And even though I was not a supporter of PJ Patterson, I was not even a supporter of any Jamaican political party at the time, because I lived in the United States. There was just something about seeing PJ Patterson as Prime Minister that made me feel like, oh, we have arrived. You know, a black, dark-skinned person can represent intelligence, can represent leadership. Then Portia Simpson and who else? I think that was about it. Now we have Andrew Onis in leadership, but he is what you would call a fair-skinned Jamaican. However, Andrew Onis, in my opinion, isn't a kind of fair skin that would usually influence the Jamaican people or make them into Frightened Friday. But all that to the side, like I'm saying, when it comes to Jamaica and light skin complexion, it has been embedded in us Jamaicans to believe that light-skinned people, light-skinned Jamaicans, are better than us in every way, whether it's intellectual, whether it's physical. I don't know why, so I can't really answer the how. I'm doing this video so my subscribers can put their input into it. In my opinion, Jamaicans are Jamaica. We hold a fantastic motto that says, out of many we are one. That simply means we come in all kinds of different shades. You will have a dark-skinned Jamaican, you'll have a brown-skinned Jamaican, you'll have a mixed Jamaican, you'll have a half-white Jamaican, you'll have an Indian Jamaican. We come in all shades. So there are all kinds of Jamaicans, which I'm sure you've known that's been established. But in the country of Jamaica, light-skinned Jamaican over the years, I don't know about today, over the years has had great influence, not because of their intelligence, but because of their complexion, as ignorant as that may sound. But then again, as ignorant as it may sound, it is well established, because I don't know about now, but you know, Jamaican people used to be frightened Friday for white people. You know, if you're white, if your hair is long and curly, if your eyes are a different color, I mean, they go cuckoo over you as if you are better. And it's all good to welcome tourists, and it's all good to welcome foreigners into your country and give them the best accommodation and best hospitality ever. But it is wrong on all levels to let anyone feel like they are better than you or you're less than them as human beings simply because their pigmentation is lighter than yours. I will take the risk and say it still goes on today. Like I was saying, I've seen a lot of people in charge of offices or departments in Jamaica, and I do notice that they are lighter skinned. You know, I'm not saying dark skinned people are not in position in Jamaica. If you check the cabinet, there's a lot of MPs that are truly dark skinned, and it's a good look, because Jamaica is a 95% black, dark skinned Afro country, so that's what you're supposed to see. However, in regards to the management of the country of Jamaica, this is just my personal opinion. Every time I see a Jamaica government gathering, there's a conference going on, and this is just strictly about Jamaica, I always have to see a bunch of white people that look like they're definitely not Jamaicans in the room. And I have no racist bone in me. I have no prejudice, but I have a great or grand care about Jamaica and its direction. And I often wonder, who are these people and why are they there? What's their presence? And I often ask myself, can Jamaica or can't Jamaica move forward in any direction without the influence of white people? That's just a question I just decided to throw in there. Again, this is not about my prejudice, and this is not about any racism from my part. Well, I'm just pointing out the fact that there's always been a double standard in Jamaica when it comes to light-skinned Jamaican versus dark-skinned Jamaican. Jamaican men think that a browning, as we call it, is a better choice of a girlfriend than a dark-skinned girl. Jamaican women think that a brown man is a better choice of a spouse than a dark-skinned man. Tell me if I'm wrong, because that's what I know about the culture. But with that said, I just hope that I've opened the eyes and the minds of other people to see that they can think on their own, and they can make choices on their own, and that they can define beauty with their own eyes and not with the influence of a culture. Also, define intelligence with your own hearing and your own sight, and not by the complexion of a person. I think that's ridiculous. At the same time, when it comes to my Jamaican, or when it comes to my Caribbean people or black people worldwide, whether you are dark, or whether you are naturally light-skinned, you got my love, you got my support. I consider you as from the same race as I am, with no filter. And at the same time, I ask black people to open up their eyes and stop bleaching their skin. Stop taking the melanin out of your skin and stop contradicting what God intended to be natural beauty. There is so much more I could actually add to this video, but I just don't feel like getting into the politics of black skin, white skin. I'll actually leave it to some of my subscribers who I'm sure are truly educated in this field and why Jamaican consider light-skinned Jamaican better than them, or why light-skinned Jamaicans believe that they're better than dark-skinned Jamaicans. So it's not only that dark-skinned Jamaicans are under the impression that lighter-skinned Jamaicans are better than them or more beautiful than them. The light-skinned Jamaicans are under the same impression that they are better than the dark-skinned Jamaican. Again, I blame the culture, and as the world turns and we propel and Jamaica move into its evolution, the minds of Jamaicans should be different, should be smarter, should be wiser. And all Jamaicans, when it comes to our complexion, our pigmentation, our biological origin, it doesn't matter how we turned out to be, we did not have any control of that. That was from our parents and God himself who gifted us that look, and we need to own it, embrace it, and love it in appreciation. That's pretty much all I have to say today, people. I look forward to hear what y'all got to say, and at the same time, don't be afraid to contest my argument, my point of view, because you know on this channel I accept thumbs up and thumbs down. I accept agreement and disagreement, because at the end of the day, people, each one teach one. Until next time, peace.